Gentlemen, let me ask you something powerful right now. What if you could wake up tomorrow morning with the kind of natural firmness you haven't felt in decades? And do it without pills, without risky treatments, without pumps, and without embarrassment? Just picture it. You open your eyes, stretch, and suddenly realize that your body is working the way it used to when you were 20 or 30 years old. That automatic morning rise, the one that makes you feel alive, youthful, and confident, is back. For many men, especially after the age of 50, that daily reminder of health and vitality fades away. But here's the truth most men don't realize. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to resign yourself to weaker, inconsistent, or disappearing erections as some normal part of getting older. I'm Dr. Sophia Carter, a board-certified urologist with over a decade of experience working with men who thought their best days were behind them, only to discover that with the right stimulation, their body could respond again. And today, I'm going to share something that can quite literally retrain your erection system. 3 simple but precise pressure points that you can stimulate with your own hands for just a few minutes each day to restore stronger, more dependable morning erections. Now, before I show you exactly where these points are and how to stimulate them safely, I want to explain why this method works, because once you understand the science behind it, you'll never look at your body the same way again. Erections are not random mechanical events. They are the result of a beautifully complex partnership between your brain, spinal cord, blood vessels, nerves, and muscles. It starts with electrical messages, tiny impulses firing at lightning speed from your brain or from sensory nerves in your manhood. These signals tell the smooth muscles inside your erectile tissue to relax, and when they do, blood rushes in to fill the spongy chambers called the corpora cavernosa. As those chambers expand, the veins that usually drain blood away get compressed, trapping the blood inside, and that's what gives you firmness. But as men age, 2 major changes interfere with this process. First, blood vessels lose elasticity. They become stiff from years of wear and tear, mild inflammation, or conditions like high blood pressure. That means blood doesn't flow in as freely as it used to. Second, nerve conduction slows down. The messages from your brain and sensory receptors don't travel as quickly or strongly, which reduces responsiveness. The result is that circulation is weaker, signals are delayed, and erections either don't show up when you expect them or fade faster than they used to. This is exactly why so many men in their 50s, 60s, and beyond notice their morning erections become softer, less reliable, or disappear altogether. But here's the breakthrough. Targeted pressure point stimulation acts like a wake-up call. When you press or massage specific points in and around your manhood, you activate clusters of sensory nerves that feed directly into the reflex centers controlling erections. These signals don't just stay local. They travel to the pelvic plexus and the sacral region of your spinal cord, which is essentially your erection control center. When that system is activated, a chain reaction begins. The nervous system tells smooth muscle to relax, arteries to widen, and blood to surge into the penis. At the same time, pressure point stimulation engages the pelvic floor muscles, the same muscles that support your manhood during an erection and help you maintain firmness during intimacy. Stimulating them improves tone, responsiveness, and staying power. That's why this method doesn't just help you start an erection, but also helps you hold on to it once it begins. Over time, daily practice retrains your erectile reflexes, improves blood vessel flexibility, enhances nerve sensitivity, and restores your body's natural rhythm. Think of it as hitting the reset button on a computer that's been lagging for years. It clears the glitches, refreshes the system, and gets your hardware and software working together smoothly again. Now let's dive into the actual routine, the 3 pressure points that form the foundation of this method. The first is called the base groove, located right at the root of your shaft where it meets your body. To find it, run your fingers along the underside toward the pubic bone, and you'll feel a natural groove or hinge-like indentation. This spot is not random. It's a hub where major blood vessels and sensory nerves converge before feeding into the erectile chambers. When you stimulate this area with small, steady circular motions, you're sending 2 messages at once. You're telling the blood vessels to open up and let more blood through. And you're telling the nerves to wake up and fire more efficiently. Here's how you do it. Place your thumb directly on the base groove while your fingers support the back of the shaft. Apply moderate pressure. Not painful, but firm enough to feel the tissue underneath. Move in slow circles for about 90 seconds, letting warmth spread through the area. Over time, this primes your erectile tissue to respond faster when arousal signals arrive, whether that's in the morning or later in the day. The second point is the perineum, often overlooked but incredibly powerful. It's that soft, springy spot of tissue between your scrotum and anus, and it sits directly above a muscle called the bulbospongiosus. This muscle is one of the pelvic floor's most important players because it helps trap blood inside the penis during an erection, essentially acting like a clamp that maintains firmness. As men age, this muscle weakens unless it's actively trained, and that's one reason erections fade more quickly. By pressing into the perineum with 2 fingers, your index and middle work best, you reflexively activate this muscle, strengthening it without even doing a full Kegel routine. To practice, sit comfortably or lie back with your knees slightly apart and press into the center of the perineum with steady, controlled pressure. Move in slow circles for about 2-3 minutes. You may notice warmth, pulsing, or even subtle fullness in your manhood as blood flow improves. This is your body waking up, circulation responding, and muscle support increasing. For an even bigger boost, combine this stimulation with a few light Kegel squeezes before or after the massage. Over weeks, this combination will make your erections feel fuller, firmer, and longer lasting. The third and final point is the corona ridge, the sensitive ring that runs along the base of the head of your penis. This area is packed with dense clusters of sensory nerve endings, which are your body's main messengers for arousal signals. When this ridge is stimulated correctly, it heightens nerve responsiveness, making it easier to transition from arousal to a full erection. The key is control. Too much intensity can overwhelm the nerves, but moderate rhythmic pressure trains them to respond better over time. To stimulate this spot, gently pinch the ridge between your thumb and forefinger, hold for about 5 seconds, then release. Repeat this hold and release action for about 1 minute, then switch to slow circular motions around the entire circumference for another minute. Keep the pressure comfortable, not harsh. This method reconditions the nerves, helping them fire more strongly and consistently, which leads to improved sensitivity and stronger morning erections. Now here's how it all comes together. I recommend doing these 3 points in sequence as a daily routine. Start with the base groove for 90 seconds, move to the perineum for 2 minutes, and finish with the corona ridge for another 2 minutes. Done back to back, this 6-minute practice stimulates blood flow, engages pelvic muscles, and sharpens nerve communication, the 3 pillars of strong erections. The results don't happen overnight, but most men who commit to this routine start noticing improvements within 2 to 4 weeks. More warmth and fullness in the morning, erections that last longer, and a general sense of renewed vitality in the pelvic area. To make the benefits last, combine this with healthy lifestyle habits. Drink plenty of water every day to keep your circulation strong. Add pelvic floor exercises like Kegels to build muscle support. Eat nutrient-rich foods that boost vascular health, such as leafy greens, berries, nuts, and healthy fats. And don't underestimate the power of movement. Regular exercise keeps your arteries flexible and your blood flowing. When you put all of this together, the effects multiply. The pressure points become more responsive, circulation improves, and your body begins to remember how to function the way it once did. Gentlemen, weaker erections are not destiny. Your body still has the ability to perform. You just need to give it the right stimulation and support. By making this routine part of your daily rhythm, you can retrain your nerves, restore blood flow, and rebuild confidence without drugs, side effects, or invasive treatments. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it with a friend who might need it. Because at the end of the day, your sexual health is a mirror of your overall health, and every step you take toward better circulation and stronger muscles pays off, not just in the bedroom, but in every part of your life.
Thanks for watching. If you loved this video, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share it with your friends. Your support means we can bring you even more amazing content.